My new virtual assistant works 24/7 and it never takes a break. And it just built this entire report while I did nothing. I just requested it a few minutes ago in an email. And it doesn't just do research. It actually schedules my meetings and it tracks my expenses and it handles the busy work that eats at my day. In this training, I'm going to show you how you can get your own in just a few minutes and without writing any code. I cannot wait. So let's get started. All right, thanks for joining me today. Virtual assistants are extremely valuable. In fact, I've got 8 human ones. And when I told them about this week's training, they got a little worried because they realized how powerful this is. You can actually email your 24/7 virtual assistant, can perform nearly any task, and it'll email you back that it's done. I'm going to show you how to set everything up today using some free tools and Claude. So it's going to be a great training. And here's an example. I asked for a simple email request asking it to research the top 10 agent email services. And we want to see if there's any that have a free trial and also to give you a list of features. So within just a few minutes, it did just that. I got a detailed email back and I got a complete Excel sheet with all of the information, a complete comparison, the free tier pricing, notes and sources. It delivered all this in minutes from just a simple email request. I'm going to share everything with you today on how you can do the same. And it's not just Excel, it could be emails, scheduling, it can even do accounting for you. So pretty much anything you can think of, your assistant can help you. So we're going to get started right away. The first and the best tool that I've discovered to do this is called AgentMail, and that's agentmail.to. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting together a package for you that contains all the details. So you don't have to remember any of the links. I will have all of that in a PDF, a step-by-step, and how you can use it in a full build your own AI assistant. And also the skill that we're creating, I'm going to share that with you. So you just need to click the link down below and it's a full package. So that's absolutely for free. All right, so what we want to use is AgentMail. It's got a great free tier and it's more than enough. If we take a look on the pricing of this service, we can see that for $0 a month, we don't need a credit card. We can set up 3 different email inboxes, send and receive 3,000 emails per month, and we have an astounding 3 gigabytes of storage. That is more than enough for what we need. So you're going to want to make sure you get signed up. I've already signed up myself. This is what it looks like when you sign in. I don't have any emails. I don't have any inboxes set up. So we're going to do that right away. So the first thing what you'll want to do is we're going to create a brand new inbox. Now an inbox is just like any other email. You want to create your own email that you can send it. Only you and your agent will have access to this inbox. So we're going to create an inbox right now, and I'm going to give it a username. Now this is optional, so we can just call it Randy's agent. That's going to be fine. Now what we want to do is we want a domain. Now we're going to be using the AgentMail.to default. That's the domain and that's for the free one. And then what we want is the display name. Now the username is optional. So let's actually set up something without spaces. It's a little bit better so that it doesn't add any underscores or anything like that. And then we'll just call it Randy's agent. That's going to be fine. So we don't need any metadata and we can just click create the inbox and it's going to do just that for us. Now we've got an inbox. So let's just test out an email. So I'm going to grab new Outlook here. Now, if we want to know everything about this, we just need to copy this. That's going to be our email. It's right up here. So I'm going to send it just a test email to see if we can. And then I'm just going to tab over and say, this is a test email, and Control Enter is going to send that. Now we're just going to wait a few minutes. We can also use the refresh to see when it comes in. And in just a moment, it's here. So we see that the inbox is working. We've got the test email and everything looks good. It's exactly what we want to see. Let's go ahead and delete the email. This is the email I want to delete here. You can delete any individual email. So that email is deleted. What we want to do now is we want to connect this to our Claude, or you can use any LLM. I'm using Claude. And so basically we want to give Claude access to this so that any emails that come in, it can view, it can make decisions, and it can send them out. Another thing that we might want to do is we want to allow and block list. And that's going to be right here. When we receive emails, do we want to receive it from any email, or do we want to basically allow only specific emails? Meaning, what happens if somebody else finds my agent email and they send a request? We don't really want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my emails so that it only looks and receives email from my email. So that's going to be Randy Excel for Freelancers. I'm going to add that one, and then maybe I'll be emailing it from my Gmail. So I'll go ahead and add that in too. So those are the 2 emails that I'm allowing to go to the inbox. So if anything else from any other email comes, I'm going to disallow it. And you can specifically block other emails too, which is kind of nice. Now that we have that set up, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Claude, and we are going to tell Claude to connect to this so that Claude can read the emails, so that Claude can generate and create new emails and respond to your emails and take action based on those emails. So we're going to go into Claude. This is the Claude desktop. Now, if we take a look inside here in my AI assistant checklist here, we created our free agent inbox. So we've done that. Now what we want to do is we're going to use this particular URL to connect it. And I'm going to show you exactly how. Once you're in the Claude desktop, or you can use also OpenAI's Codex or another one, we want to create a connector. I'm going to go into the customize here, and we're going to go down to the connectors here. And this particular connector, if we were to try to search for AgentMail, it will not come up. So there's no existing, there shouldn't be. So the reason is I connected this before. I'm going to remove this. So when you get it, it's not going to show up. Now when we search it, okay, AgentMail. So it's not here, right? And so what we want to do is we want to add it. So I'm going to add here a custom connector. I deleted my old one, which is what we want. And so here I'm going to give it a name, AgentMail. And I'm going to put in the remote server URL, and that's this mcp.agentmail.to.mcp. This is something that's inside the documentation at the AgentMail. I found it and I put it here, but for you, I'll make sure it's available in the PDF download. We do not need any OAuth client, and we don't need any OAuth client secret, so we can simply just add it there. Once it does get added, it's going to prompt you for the login. You'll click connect, and then you'll go through the login process. If you're already logged in, it should be easy since we are also already logged in to our agent email. I'm simply going to click allow, and then what it's going to do, it's going to prompt Claude to make sure that it has everything it needs. So I'm going to open Claude, and now here we get to AgentMail. So we see here's what we want to give it access to. So it's got some read-only tools. Are we going to allow it to read our email, which is in this case, we want to do it? Do we want to be able to write new emails, create drafts, create inboxes, send emails? So I'm allowing everything because this inbox is for my agent specifically. So I want to give it full access to this email. So all you want to do is click always allow for all of the read-only tools, and also the always allow for the write or delete tools. So maybe you don't want to have it delete. That's okay. If you want it to ask for something, you can do that before it deletes an email. So deleting the inbox, maybe you don't want to have it do that. Fair enough. We're good to go. So it's all connected. Now, what we want to do is I want to create another email, and I just want to make sure that Claude can actually see the emails inside. So to do that, I'm going to create one more email, and I'm just going to type in the Randy's agent here, and Claude, I'll just put email. Can you see this email? If so, email me back. And notice that I'm sending it from one of my approved emails here. So I'm going to send it. Now there's no trigger on it. So meaning it's not going to respond automatically until we tell it to respond, or until we set up a schedule, which we're going to be getting to in a moment. So now that Claude is connected, now we have sent the email. We can also check to make sure that it's received. And then we're going to see if Claude can actually see it now that we've given Claude access. So I'm going to go back into the browser here. I'm going to go into my inboxes. I'm going to select the agent one that we've created. And here's the Claude email. So it's got access. Now we're simply going to ask Claude to make sure that it can see it. We're going to say something like, I have set up AgentMail. If you have more than one inbox, you may want to paste in that specific email. So can you see my email inbox and emails? I just want to make sure that it can see it. And I'm not going to select any project or folder. I'm going to make sure I'm on Opus, and that's going to be fine. I think you don't necessarily need something so big. This is kind of a simple one. I am then going to go ahead and send it. I want to make sure that it can actually see it. And it says, yes, I can see your inbox. Your inbox is Randy's agent email from Randy Austin. Okay, so it sees the email. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. It knows when it's sent, although I am in Bangkok time, but of course, I am in Vietnam, no problem. So it can see it great. Now let's see if we can get it to perform some action. Now this is where connectors play a big part of it. If our Claude can connect to things like our calendar, like Excel, or like any of the tools, we can perform a lot of great actions. While Claude can do research on its own, but if you want to go beyond that, we can set up a ton of great tools. In fact, I've got a list of great tools that I'll be adding for you, and that's going to be right here inside this packet. It's going to be Build Your Own Assistant. At the bottom of this sheet here, you're going to see a whole list of things that you can select to, including Gmail, Google Calendar, Microsoft. I won't go through the whole list, but we can set up all sorts of tools. And I'm just going to show you very quickly on how to do that. We can also set it up with our calendar. So here inside Customize, we're going to go into connectors, and here's where we can connect our Google Calendar. So if I wanted to book appointments for me, I want to connect my Google Calendar. And so what it's going to do, it's going to go and ask for the authorization. I'm going to set it up here, and I'm just going to click continue, and it's going to ask you what kind of authorization do I want. And I do want it to view events. I want it to see and edit. I want it to create events for me. So I'm going to click continue because I want to give it full access to the calendar. This is the Google Calendar that we'll be giving it access to. Oh, what's on here? Look at that. All right, so that's actually when this video is going to be posted. Amazing. My birthday. I'm 22 plus a few more years.
What?
So now it's going to open Claude and it's going to go through once again, just like it was on the AgentMail. Here we can give it what tools. We do want to give it full access to read. Maybe you don't want it to have it delete events, but you certainly want it to create, or it can ask you, but I'm going to put always. I do want it to create a calendar event, and maybe I'll ask or needs approval if it wants to delete ones. And it can respond to an event, that's fine, and update a calendar event, yeah, that's no problem as well. So we're giving it some approvals and we're good to go. It's automatically saved. So now it can create events for us. There's one more thing that I want to do is I want to send a test to see if it can perform an action and email us back. So once again, I'm going to create a brand new email, and what I want to do is I'm going to do some research. I'm thinking of taking a trip to Halong, beautiful Halong in Vietnam, and I want to know what are the best boats. So I'm asking it, what are the best boats for a 2-night Halong Bay cruise? With everything included, please put the results in a nicely formatted Excel sheet and email it back to me. Now, once again, we're going to send it, but yet we don't have a trigger. In other words, it doesn't know that we sent an email until we tell it. But let's do one step at a time. I'm going to ask right here in the chat if it's got that email and also if it can act on it and then respond. So that's what we're going to do right now. I have sent another email just now. Can you look, do the work, and respond? We're going to not need this step, but we're just going step by step. So I'm going to have it look for that email. I didn't give it any details on what it's about. I want it to find it and respond. So let's see what it can produce. So it says the best all-inclusive 2-night Halong Bay cruises, and send it back. And so basically it's repeating what I said in the email so we can see everything. And now we're just going to wait a few minutes and we'll take a look at those results. Once we do that, I'm going to show you how to get this agent fully autonomous so that it will check emails every 15 minutes and respond automatically even when you are not at your computer. After just a few minutes, it's now done and I've already got the email. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. It says the research is done. I don't need to read the whole email. So it's got quick insights, some information, and we've got an Excel file as asked, and it looks pretty nice. So it's got a list of 8 different cruise lines. We've broken it down into rating, reviews, per person per night, cabins. So it looks really good. Even a website here. So I'm pretty happy with this research from my agent. It's done an excellent job giving me exactly what I want. Now, in the past, what we've just done is we've prompted Claude to look for the email and send a response, but I don't want to do that. I want it to run automatically, and I want to check the inbox at regular intervals. So to do that, I've set up a special skill that you can download so that it's going to check our emails every 15 minutes. Now, inside Claude, we do have something called a scheduled task, and those scheduled tasks can run pretty much every hour, but not faster than that. But what we can do is we can set up 4 different tasks on the quarter of an hour. So if we were to create a new task and we can create it manually, Claude can also do that. We see that we have hourly. So we're going to do that, but I'm going to have Claude do it for us. And I've got a skill. I'll be sharing that skill with you. So let's go ahead and do just that. I'm going to go back into the chat that we were just in. So I'm going to click in Customize. This skill will also be part of the package that you'll be getting when you click the link down below. I'll also be adding on to this training even more inside our elite membership program, And I want you to join us there because it is amazing. I've got over 240 updated templates and trainings, including this one within 6 days of the release. So make sure you join our elite membership program. I'll include the link down below. All right, so what I want to do is I want to add a skill. I've already got it here, but let's assume that I did not. I'm going to click add and I want to upload a skill. And you're simply just going to drag the skill that I'm going to send you and we're going to put it right in here. And it'll request to add it. For me, because I have it already, I'm going to upload and replace my existing skill, although they are the same. Now we have all the directions for Claude to set it up. So all I need to do is to use that in a chat. So it's going to go something like this. Please set up a regular check every 15 minutes. And I'm just going to say using, and then I'm going to use the backslash, and it's going to be our email assistant one right here. Now, if we want to see the description of that, we can type that in again. It says runs a 24/7 virtual assistant that lives in the email inbox. So this is the description of this skill. And of course, there's more details. So that's exactly what I'm going to tell it. And I don't need to tell it anymore because all of the details are in the skill that I'll be providing. And it's going to do just that. It's going to set up 4 different hourly checks on the 15-minute block. So 15, 30, 45, and on the hour is when our scheduled tasks are going to be performed. Okay, and it says here every hour recommended. That's exactly what I want. And it says I can't schedule 2 every 15 minutes, which we know of. And I'm just going to tell it, make sure we put in 4 different tasks every quarter of the hour. So that's going to be fine. It's going to do just that. All right. So it's going to go ahead and perform that. And once it gets done, it'll create 4 different scheduled tasks, which I'll be sharing with you. And it says a smart workaround for hourly tasks staggered at 0, 15, 30, and 45 gives you an effective 15-minute cadence. So that's how we work around the hour limit. We're using 4 different tasks, each task performing the same thing. It's simply going to go in our inbox. It's going to look for whatever emails it may have gotten. It's going to perform actions based on those using whatever connectors we've supplied. And then it's going to email us back or perform whatever actions that we've asked. Maybe it's to forward an email to somebody. Maybe we're going to ask it to respond back to a customer, or maybe we want it to schedule something or do some research, something like that. Or maybe it's a bill and we want to put the bill details or invoice details into a Google Sheet or Excel. Certainly we could do that as well. Or many of the 100 other things that you might want to perform with this 24/7 assistant. All right, so let's take a look at it done. It's got 15, 30, 45, and 59 top of the hour slot. It's just mentioning the 00 and 59, but that's fine as long as it's going to run every 15 minutes. Let's take a look to see inside the schedule. If I open this sidebar here, we now see that we have 4 different tasks here. Let's expand this here so I can see the difference. This one's at 45, 30, and you'll see each individual task has everything run the email assistant. So it's got the same instructions for each one. It's just a different time. So let's put this to the real test. I'm going to create an email here and I want it to ask it to schedule on my calendar. So once again, I'm going to go into Randy's agent, and what I want to do is schedule dinner. Please schedule a birthday dinner for August 11th and then with friends at 6 p.m. on my Google Calendar. And I'll just put email me back with confirmation. And I don't need any niceties. It's going to go ahead and run. After just a few minutes, I've got the email back. So we're going to take a look at the email. It says done. Your birthday dinner's on the scheduled details. I'll probably gain a few kilos, but that's okay. Now let's go ahead and see the point. Oh, wow. It's already on my calendar. Here it is. Very, very cool. So we've got a birthday dinner. Our assistant's taking care of the scheduling. We've got an email back. Everything. Let's just go ahead and take a look at Claude, and I want to see where the actual entry is. So I'm going to select this one. I saw this one moving a little bit. And when I select this, it is going to take us directly into the chat. It read all 3 emails. It noticed that we've already replied on this one, the original. The research, it says replied already, and this one it went ahead and took care of. Great. So in this training, we were able to create a full AI assistant, an autonomous 24/7 assistant that acts on our emails and responds and does pretty much whatever we want. I can't wait to see how you are going to use this tool. Please comment below. Let me know your ideas, what you have tried, and also what you want to see me bring to the updated training for our Patreon members. I'll be adding even more to this, more tools, tricks, and tips, and to see how we can make this one of the most powerful tools that I've ever seen. Thank you so much for your continued support, and we'll see you next week.